And having been doing this so long, what have you noticed? Obviously, the cultural aspect of true crime has taken a completely different turn, I think, than anybody could have expected, decades ago. It's absolutely enormous. But more importantly, how have you seen how families are treated on both sides? We have families of crime victims and we have families of perpetrators. All of their stories deserve to be told and told compassionately. How have you seen things change over the decades into how that kind of reporting goes on?
I think what revolutionized this genre was when cameras were able to go into the courtroom in terms of the television side of this, and also audio gleaned from these court cases. That it had always been a bit mysterious to people what happens inside a courtroom. We have all these fictional TV shows that most of us can't get enough of when they're done properly and well written. It's an intriguing side of human nature that we're and a mystery that we're all so fascinated with. I think in terms of how you treat these various people and families, I look out there at the news media business, and as you know, there's an incredible spectrum. I compare it to the film industry at times. There's sort of pornographers in our business, and there's Steven Spielbergs in our business, and those who participate and want to tell their stories. I always ask them, really check out who you're going to be working with and get a sense of their reputation. Because if they just do sort of drive-by reporting, if they want to use you for a sensational moment and move on, that's not the people you want to talk to. You want those who are deeply care about what happened to you, honestly want to hear your story. And I tell all sides when I'm doing this. I'll be asking you direct questions during the course of this. Sometimes they may be, you might think of them as tough, never insulting, but tough, because questions must be answered when certain facts are revealed, motivations. I will pursue those and talk to you as honestly as I can. But those challenging questions will be divvied out to all sides in this, from the investigators to the perpetrator to the victims. There aren't a lot of tough questions with victims, though, I must say. It's more from the heart, connecting with them and wanting them to tell their story. Um, those of us who've lost someone in life, just a death in the family, we all know we don't sit around and interview each other. We hug each other, and we sympathize with each other. We'll swap a few stories, perhaps. But there tends to be also it's a very personal grief that sometimes isn't shared. When we end up in a family circumstance where they've lost a loved one to a crime like this, oftentimes it's cathartic for them to talk to us. They've wanted to express the heartbreak. They've wanted to express the outrage, and they want to tell their story. And our what I often tell these people at the end of the day is, we will craft this story and tell it with the respect that it deserves, and present your side of the story as honestly as we can. That this will be something that you will show your grandkids one day, and be able to share about, this is a tragedy that happened in our home, in our lives, and here's what happened, and where hopefully we found justice. And so there's great satisfaction for me in doing those kinds of stories and meeting these new friends, and some of these people I've stayed in touch with over the decades.